What's up, YouTube? This your boy, Big Boy Facts Johnny, and tonight I'm going to do my WWE Raw review on highlights. You guys can do. Hit that like button so it helps the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel, share the video, and let's get started. Now, Monday Night Raw was a bad show. It was just bad for what it was. Earlier today, Riddle walks up to Bobby Lashley, MVP. Riddle asks for a title shot. Lashley says he is here to celebrate his victory and address the WWE Universe. That's it. Lashley says no. Riddle babbles on and on about how Lashley said anyone could have an opportunity. Lashley slams Riddle's head on the scooter. Lashley says he is going to teach Riddle a lesson. So we get Bobby Lashley versus Matt Riddle. This match was quick. Lashley attacks Riddle before he could make it to the ring. Lashley slams Riddle into a barricade over and over again. Riddle dives Riddle's head into the ring post. Riddle gets to his feet and tells Lashley to come on. The referee rings the bell to officially start the match. Lashley drives his shoulder into Riddle's gut. Delayed vertical suplex by Lashley. Lashley grabs Riddle's scooter and chucks it into the crowd. Riddle tries to fire up, but Lashley cuts him off with a body slam. Riddle ends up outside the ring. Lashley pressed Riddle over his head and launched him over the barricade. After the break, Lashley hits a complete shot. Riddle kicks out. Lashley blasts Riddle with a vicious crossface strike. Riddle lands a few strikes. Riddle hits a high knee. Riddle tries the floating rope, but Lashley moves and locks Riddle in the hurt lock. Riddle taps out. The winner of the match, Bobby Lashley. Okay, let's move on. So we get backstage. Rhea Ripley says it's all about self-confidence. That's what allowed her to make her today. What the WWE Universe saw last night was the beginning of a brand new Riddle order. Riddle is going to prove again tonight that she is ready for Asuka. So we get the Viking Raiders versus Cedric, Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin. This match was quick. Ivar tosses Alexander around the ring. Eric tags in and slams Ivar on the top of Alexander. Benjamin tags in and Charles blocks Eric. Benjamin blasts Eric with a sick knee to the face. Benjamin and Alexander work over Eric. Eric managed to tag in Ivar. Ivar clears the ring. Ivar lands a seated senton splash. The Viking Raiders hit the Viking Express for the win. The winner of the match, the Viking Raiders. Backstage, Asuka says she is ready for Rhea Ripley tonight. In-ring segment. This was in my own opinion, this was good by Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair drops a pipe bomb. Charlotte Flair is upset she wasn't on WrestleMania. Thank God she was not on WrestleMania. Flair says it wasn't even her fault she wasn't on the show. It was her fault that Lacey Evans got pregnant and she didn't get to kick her you know what. Flair challenged Asuka and she never responded. Ripley challenged Asuka and Asuka ended up losing the title. Flair goes into a rant about how every woman in the back was jumping up and down because Flair wasn't there. Flair says Rhea Ripley is the biggest snake of them all. Flair names almost every woman in the WWE and says none of them compare to her. Flair doesn't take opportunities from people. She is the opportunity. No more humble Charlotte Flair. She is that you know what good, and she is going to make sure everyone knows it. Flair tells us to enjoy the title match tonight that she should have been in. Alright, let's move on. So we get the Raw Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka. This match was terrible. It has no chemistry at all. So we get Asuka and Ripley trade strikes. Ripley tosses Asuka clear across the ring. Ripley tries a back suplex, but Asuka turns it into a roll-up. Ripley kicks out. Ripley hits a face buster. Ripley sets Asuka on the top rope and hits a drop kick. Asuka falls to the outside. After the break, Ripley continues her assault. Asuka surprised Ripley with a drop kick. Pop-up knee by Asuka. Asuka lands a hip attack followed by a head kick. Ripley kicks out. Ripley locks Asuka in a Prim's lock. Asuka gets to the ropes. Ripley slams Asuka on the mat. Asuka and Ripley both miss strikes. Ripley tries an electric chair, but Asuka and Ripley collapse Ripley tries again, and Asuka is trying to counter both women. Both women crash to the mat again. Asuka locks Ripley in the armbar. Ripley tries to roll out of the hole, but Asuka almost locks in the Asuka lock. Ripley drives Asuka head into the turnbuckle. Ripley finally hits her electric chair drop. Asuka kicks out. Ripley tries to suplex Asuka on the apron. Asuka escapes and sends Ripley into the ring post. Asuka hip attacks Ripley. Asuka DDTs Ripley on the apron. Charlotte Flair runs down to the ring and attack Asuka and Rhea Ripley to cause no contest. The winner of the match, no contest. So we get no contest right here. But the match itself was just terrible. It has no chemistry at all. Backstage, we get Miz and Morrison running into Maurice. Morrison asks why Maurice is here. Miz says she's the guest on Miz TV. So finally, they're teasing the Miz and John Morrison breakup. So they finally teased it. But John Morrison needs a single run by himself. That's just number of facts. All right, let's continue. So we get backstage. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are watching a rewinding Mandy Rose following doing her entrance at WrestleMania. Rose walks in and says she can laugh at it too, even it was embarrassing. Baszler leaves. Rose says it's funny how sometimes you don't see things coming. Rose slaps Jax. Dana Brooke attacked from behind. Dana Brooke attacked from behind. Rose and Brooke sends Jack into a roll case. During Alexa Bliss playground, Alexa Bliss says she did what she did because after the darkness saves her, she realized maybe she didn't need the darkness if she can do this all on her own. Bliss introduced us to our new friend Lily. Lily looks like a creepy hand puppet. Bliss says they are going to have such fun. Alright, so we get the Miz TV. Miz TV was god awful. Marie says she is here because tonight she's the premiere for Miz and Maurice Morrison pitches a spinoff starring the three of them. Miz and Morrison put the show over. Miz says he took Bad Bunny and turned him into a WWE superstar. It would have never happened without his training. Miz shows still a Bad Bunny highlight. Damien presents to us. Priest says he was Bad Bunny tag partner and he doesn't want to take credit for what Bad Bunny did. Priest says Miz is trying to save face. Miz says Priest is jealous of being overshadowed by Bad Bunny. Miz challenged Priest to a match. Morrison says he wanted to challenge him. Miz suggests they can both fight him. Priest calls them idiots and says he will fight them both right now. Miz and Morrison both complain about not being ready. Miz is still in a suit and Morrison is wearing whatever the heck that is. Alright, let's move on. So we get Damien Priest versus Miz and Morrison. Decent match. But the winner of the match, Miz and Morrison. Alright, let's move on. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. This match was terrible. It says Nia Jax slaps her way into the ring. Rose and Brooke laugh at Jack. Jack and Baszler beat down. Brooke managed to tag in Rose. Rose fires up and works over Basil. Rose sets up her finish on Basil. Basil reverses it into the Kirifuda clutch. Rose stuns Basil on the top rope to break the hold. Jax tries to get back in the ring and she slips on the apron and lands on her butt. Rose laughs. Jax chases Rose. Rose and Brooke just walk away and take the count. Take the count out loss. The winner of the match, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. This match was terrible. Let's move on. So we get in-ring segment MVP. So we get MVP says Lashley just wanted to address the WWE Universe tonight, but he couldn't suffer any more disrespect today. MVP puts over Drew McIntyre as a warrior. McIntyre is great, but he's not as great as Lashley. MVP says it's okay to be number 2. MVP says if McIntyre can't handle the pressure of the Hurt Lock, no one can. McIntyre walks out on the stage. McIntyre says he knew it was going to come down to the Hurt Lock and the Claymore. McIntyre tells MVP to keep pumping up Lashley. McIntyre wants Lashley to be on the biggest pedestal possible. When McIntyre gets his rematch, he is going to knock Lashley off of it. MVP says it's nothing is given. Everything must be earned. Braun Strowman interrupts MVP, tells McIntyre to get to the back of the line. Strowman says for once he agrees with MVP. Strowman tells McIntyre to get in the back of the line. Randy Orton walks out and says he isn't concerned with Bliss or the Fiend. Now Orton has time to focus on what he's best at, being WWE Champion. Adam Pearce joins the party and books a triple threat match between Orton, Strowman, and McIntyre. The winner gets a shot at Lashley at next pay-per-view, WrestleMania Backlash. Backstage, McIntyre and Strowman argue. My bad. So we get Elias is in the ring with Riker. Elias tries to play a song for his mentor Shane McMahon. Every time Elias storms his guitar, Francesca champion addition plays over it. Kofi and Xavier Woods walk to the ring and makes fun of Riker and Elias for getting beat up by one guy. Elias mentions that Kingston and Woods got destroyed by a monster at WrestleMania. Kingston says Elias and Riker brought shame to the tag team division. Kingston asks if Elias and Riker think this is a game. Woods barks like DMX. The New Day versus Elias and Riker. Didn't really care. The winner of the match, the New Day. So we get the Firefly Funhouse. The puppets announced the return of Bray Wyatt. Wyatt walks in and says he's happy to be back with his true friends. The witch says she's happy because she hated that, Rambling Rabbit says he missed her. Riley grabs Rambling by the throat and kissed him. Riot says he never felt better. It's almost like a new season with new friends. Riot breaks into a preacher promo and heals Husky with his hand. Okay, let's move on. So we get the triple threat match: Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. This triple threat match is quick. It says the winner of the match, Drew McIntyre. After the match, MVP walks out on the stage. T-Bar and Mace attack McIntyre from behind. T-Bar and Mace double chokeslam McIntyre, and Monday Night Raw goes off the air. The overall Monday Night Raw was a bad show. That's all I gotta say. If you guys enjoy my WWE Raw review on highlights, drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll leave my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok down below in the description. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on my WWE NXT review on highlights. I'll talk to you guys later, and now I'm out of here.